I've been having this problem here lately where I'm realizing that I'm not super organized when I'm doing my songwriting. There's times where I'll capture some ideas on my phone with just like a voice memo notes kind of app. And then there's times where I'm trying to capture things with a text document on my computer, or maybe just even writing something down in a notebook, like trying to capture the chords and the lyrics. So I have all these different little pieces that are making up what I'm trying to pull together as a song. So I've been experimenting here recently with a different way of doing it to try to keep things a little more consolidated. I'm starting to try to work on doing my songwriting inside of the DAW, my digital audio workstation. One of the traps that I've fallen into a lot is that I'll try to start doing full production before I actually finish writing the song. And that usually ends up with something along the lines of having a chorus and maybe some ideas around that musically, maybe a verse, and then kind of getting stuck. So what I'm trying to do now is to really just focus on a simplified version of the song first, meaning just my vocal and just one instrument, and capturing all that as quickly as possible. So I'm not even doing separate inputs for my vocals and my instrument. I'm only doing one microphone, like hanging a condenser microphone, and then capturing both me playing the acoustic guitar as well as singing at the same time. And from what I've done so far, I feel like it's actually helping because it takes away the pressure of me trying to figure out how to make this very polished and produced song, and focus just instead on getting the lyrics and the melodies and the chords all set up for this track before I get into all the other stuff. So I'm trying to separate out songwriting from production and be really intentional about keeping all those pieces together for just this one area of doing songwriting. So I'm going to walk you through what this kind of looks like for me, and then maybe you can use this in some of your own songwriting process. It's been something that I've been experimenting with. I found it helpful. All right, so this is inside of the DAW that I'm working on for this project. And I'll walk you through where it's at right now, but then also just some other things along the way. So I started out and I had a note that was from my phone, and this was like the initial sketch that I've been working on. So it was just like guitar and my voice captured on like an iPhone, just on the voice memo app. So I had that as a reference to work with. And then when I came in, I was starting to try to capture just the instrument by itself. And then I decided that wasn't working super well. So what I ended up doing instead was going back and just creating a track in the project. So it's down here, this insert 6 on like track 9. So I set this up so that I could just really quickly capture stuff from my microphone. And so if you go into the mixer in track 6, it was set up to capture input 1, which was the condenser microphone set up and just kind of hanging here off of the desk with a boom arm. And then I would just essentially arm that for recording and work through a section. And you can see over here, just give me a second. Like I do multiple takes. So this one I was working on the bridge and I did like 2 or 3 different versions of it. Same thing with the choruses. I would work through those as well. And then I basically just got down to the snippets of the song. So each section. So I have the verse 1 and then a chorus, verse 2, a chorus, and then the final bridge and a chorus as well. So now I have the full kind of rough arrangement for everything. And the other thing that I did was I set up a notebook. So in FL Studio, the DAW that I'm using for this one, it has a built-in notebook where you can just put in all of your ideas. And so I sketched out the verse chord progression, sketched out the verse lyrics, and then same thing for the chorus. Went through, captured the chords, captured the sketch for that. I still need to write out what the verse 2 was. Then I captured the bridge as well. And so now I have the full thing. So now everything is just in one place. I have the chords for each of the sections of the song. I have the lyrics, and I've captured the melody ideas as well as me playing guitar and singing it, all those things. It's all in one spot. And now I have that as a reference point for when I start going into the actual production. I think the next thing that I'll start doing is exporting that rough songwriting version so that I just have a reference track for when I go into the production mode. I'll have everything there that just roughs out the basic arrangement of the song as far as just with guitar and vocal. And then that'll be kind of guideposts for me when I go in to do production. So hopefully that was helpful for you, just to see like a different way of trying. I'm experimenting with it. It's helping me right now, feeling like I'm making some progress in finishing songs versus having half produced partial songs that I never really finish out. So thanks so much for taking the time to hang out with me and listen to me rant a little bit about this new way that I'm trying to do some songwriting to finish more songs. Hopefully it was helpful for you. I'd love to hear from you if there's things that you're trying that feel like are working for you. And I'll see you in the next round.